As a bright-eyed little girl, my journey of self-discovery had already begun. I learned a lot from my loving family, my mom, dad, and my brother Mark. When Mrs. O'Neill, our neighbor, would offer my sweet brother Mark one of her famous chocolate chip cookies, he would always say, "Can Am have one too?" He called me Am. My dad was overseas during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and my mom was home alone with me when she got a call from Mark's school telling her he was sick. The doctors told her Mark would be back in school on Monday. He died Sunday. The first time I was in the newspaper was in Mark's obituary. My parents had lost their first child and their only son. I lost my big brother and my only sibling. I believe in every dark situation there's light, and the light for me when Mark died was I became anchored in my authentic core. What's the authentic core? It's your authentic self. It's simply who you are. We all start out that way. My next family was my mother, father, and me. There are no family pictures of the three of us together. Let me introduce you to my family again, my third family. My younger brother Ronald, my mother, father, and me. And by this young age, I had already become a leader in my family. Here I am in the newspaper for a Thanksgiving tribute. I'm the girl in the middle. My hands are folded in prayer. Little did I know, for the next stage of my life, I would again need all the prayers I could get. When I was 7, my very creative and inventive mother realized she needed wood for our new fireplace. So she started collecting firewood in the neighborhood. The next thing I knew, the backyard was piled high. Realizing newspaper would make great kindling, she started collecting those too. Our home had filled up and my mother had started on a journey of OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. This was long before we had educated professionals and TV shows on the topic of hoarding. I was living in a maze of stuff and it got worse by the day. I knew the value of living from my authentic core, but from age 7 onward, I also realized I needed to develop certain skills to take care of myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a chance. This began my path of learning everyday life skills, not just to cope, but to overcome life circumstances. I'm thankful for the positive role sports played throughout my life. And working from age 15 helped me support myself and move out of the house. While growing up, it wasn't unusual for my mom to be a featured story on TV news, talk radio, or the newspaper. We were also visited by local officials who condemned our home, so we moved many times. Someone even set our house on fire. This house was condemned after I moved up to New York City to live with my husband and start my professional career. I had traveled back home to clean it out. There's nothing better than being covered in filth and fending off news cameras trying to gain access to the house. Here's a small indication of what was inside. This wasn't the first time we cleaned out our home. On this occasion, we filled 5 22-foot dumpsters of pure trash from a 3,500 square foot home. When I was interviewed, I was focused on sharing the best of who my mom is, because people only saw the worst. The media showing up was unexpected. My mom showing up, however, to rescue her stuff was predicted. It took 3 of us 3 days nonstop to clean the trash out of the house. Every once in a while I'll hear from someone in my past say, "Was that you in the media about your mom's house?" And I'd say, "Yes, that was me." Now through the media, I'm able to spread a positive message and share what I've learned. From being a radio talk show host of Jewels for the Journey, to speaking engagements, to being a guest on TV, sharing insights as a self-improvement expert, and now being a best-selling author. Brilliance hit number 2 in relationships, number 2 in personal health, and number 1 in spirituality on Amazon. The word brilliance means insightfulness, wisdom, and more. When you come from your authentic core, You bring your brilliance out into the world. And that's why this book is called Brilliance, Unleash the Power of Your Authentic Core. And in the end, this book is not about me. It's about my reader. And that's the story of brilliance.